Hey, real quick, my part two. I wanted to show you this real quick. I figured I'd do it now and just get it done so I can finish doing what I was doing. But I love doing these things because this just adds more things for you guys to do and try and practice, and more things I can add onto my mixed media piece. This is a piece of vellum, which I so professionally taped with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the ripped side where I ripped it for the other thing on a piece of just printer paper. And you can see I was testing my printer. When you go to print, you have to put the side that you want to print down. Some people have to, that's a really bad angle of those hands. Some people have to put it opposite, so make sure you know that. This is the vellum. Now, one of two things. There's a Krylon workable fixative that I love, love, love. You can spray it on there. But all I did was I taped it on, put it through the printer, printed what I wanted to print. Excuse me. Now, what I did do wrong on this one, which is neither here or there, I only did half a page of the white because that's what I had sitting here. And what happened when it went in was it kind of wrinkled. So you can see as it wrinkled, it smeared the ink. You still get the point. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to use a full sheet of tissue paper if you can. Or tape this down really good around the sides with masking tape would probably be the best bet because this is much flimsier than vellum. Now, having said that, let me cut this. Off of here. And I promise as time goes on, I'm going to have a better setup here. I'm in the process of. Okay. So this is our tissue paper one. Again, and you can tell I barely taped it on there. I'm going to take my Mod Podge and maybe we'll just Mod Podge him on there so you can see when it comes out what it's like as it blows away with the fan on, because why wouldn't it? Why would it cooperate? I can't find my brush, must be clean. Okay. So here we are, tissue paper. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to give it the 1, 2. And this is just inkjet printer. Nothing. There are things you can put on. So you can transfer from an inkjet printer. My husband had bought me. They're like digital ground and stuff like that. So I'm going to put him on here. And then just brush it down so you guys can see it. And you can tear off as much of the paper as you want. I'm just trying to. Now you see how that's smeared? I went way too fast on it because the tissue paper, it's going to sit on top. When you do this, go slow. Like I said, it was already smeared, so. But you get the point, you know, of what you can do. And like I said, I would go in. This has happened to me many times before. And I would go in. You can go in and outline it with a white pencil. Take a little white paintbrush to go around it. It's really not that awful. But that's that. So, like I said, yeah, I gave it a little bit of a smear. I would have, maybe put workable fixative on it. Tissue paper, like I said, it's so clear. Let's see what this bad boy does. But again, if you do, you know, how you say, stamps on it, if you already put the paper down and glue it on there and then use your stamps and make a saying. This is just showing you I can't afford a laser printer, and I can't afford to go to get copies made every time I want something done. So I just try the easiest ways for me to think for things to work. Let's see how you work, everybody. This is vellum. Then I want to show you guys one more thing, which I love. Love, love, love. But we all know vellum's hard to hold down. Now, if you put these words on right here where my pinky is doing at the end of your painting and just put the glue on the back and flattened it, you'd have no smear. So keep that in mind too. That you would have no smear because you're not putting anything on top of it. And also another thing, my hands are so sticky and everything's not sticking right now. Another thing to remember, if you really want letters, you can use double-sided tape to put them down. So you don't even have to use glue. But this is taking way longer than I want. I know vellum takes forever. But let me just go over it once to see. Let's go over open. Now, see, now on vellum, open, look at that. Smears. Now, let me see. This is so ridiculous. But let me see if I can. What happens if we wipe that? Because the word's still there. But Is it like an antique look? Because you can still read the word. It just gives it, you know. You can maybe go over that with a light glaze of something. That's all for me to play with later. Now, let me show you something that's very exciting that I love that I think everybody should do instead of worrying about if it's going to smear and you want to add words. Greatest stuff in the world. This is called dun, 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 Create See-Through Labels by Avery. Okay? You get these at Staples. You can get them at Walmart. I love these things. I'm going to tell you why. Perhaps I'll show you. I'm not going to print them out but these are pieces of paper that go into your printer and you print on them. And when you print on them and you go to peel them off, you get these great, it's hard to show on camera. You get these great labels and they're clear. Okay? So you can print whatever you want on this. You can do designs, you can print whatever your saying is or whatever, and then put it on your painting when you're done, and all the beautiful colors come through and everything, but you see the dark print. I've done this on a lot of projects I've done. If I have to tell you a good tip, this is it. Try all the rest of these things. See what works for you. You know, what else is a great thing is, I wish I was more prepared. India ink. India ink doesn't smear. So once you write with it, whether you use a paintbrush or not, and I don't have mine around me right now. Once you write with it, you can write with a very thin paintbrush. Use black India ink. You'll be surprised. That'll be very helpful too. I don't think I need to look at my hand on my dog. Is my dog over there sleeping? Oh, they're so sleepy. That's 2 dogs in one bed. Smashed. I don't know why that matters. But calligraphy ink is great. Where is my... Like I said, I'm in the middle of cleaning. If I get a chance, I'll do a video on that too, but not today. So you see the difference, the different kind of things you can do. And like I said, if you print it out on your computer on vellum or, whatever way you do it, there are ways to do it that you can work around this to add it in to your painting without ruining the ink. Again, this is the tissue paper. And honestly, if I would have let it dry, maybe even more on the tissue paper before I put it on, because that's really not too bad. And I can go in and highlight that, and that's not too bad. Because what happened is some of the background of the blue came through also. And then, like I said, I printed it out, and it got squished, but that's beside the point. And on here, it came out printed good, but you can see. And again, this is a fun option too, because you can still see the word. You can go over it with permanent black marker when you're all done, but you can also do a technique on the vellum with your words and make that, you know what I mean? So think about all the fun things that you can do. So I hope this helped a little bit. Again, these greatest things ever made. I love them. You can print pictures and sayings, and it just adds a whole other dimension to your, and they are for the inkjet printer, a whole other dimension to your art, and I love it, love it, love it. And as I'm cleaning my art room, I'm finding so many things that I used to use so before. Let me see if I can get you this bag look. But I can't get it as good as I want it. The texture in here is absolutely fantastic. I can't even tell you. So that's basic, any questions they ask. This isn't nothing major. These are just some techniques, like I said, like I do. I know I would love to have a laser printer, but I don't. So if you want to print on vellum or, like I said, here's tissue paper. I mean, look how cool with the tissue papers. And they didn't smear, obviously, because it's permanent ink. Now, use your stamps. If you have like stamps, and do it on the white tissue paper and stamp what you want and put it on. Stamp with permanent ink. And then you got yourself a great thing. And that works too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always playing and experimenting. I love it. I don't, I just love it. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day and keep arting.